Hello, everyone. My name is Romain Rob,
And this is Shayma Rob.
and we're here with another episode of Soapcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk a bit about oils
And which oils to use in soap making?
and which not to use.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with what are some oils that are actually good for soap making?
Okay. So oils are usually selected in the beginning when a person is first making soap.
Yeah,
Is like whatever they have available to
yeah,
them,
basically.
whatever they can find in their grocery store.
Yeah,
And a lot of the time that works out. No
no issues.
Yeah. A lot of the time that works out, yes. And there are a lot of experienced people who still buys some of their oils from like Sam's Club, Costco, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's completely fine. But after a while, after just using whatever you have in your kitchen or just
You're gonna run low on
Yeah.
inventory.
you are gonna start thinking, okay, now that I wanna make better soap, what should I
Correct.
use?
Yes.
There are some, of course, when we are selecting oils and butters, what we need to do first of all is to learn about fatty acid profiles and everything. But I don't want to get into all that right now. I just talk about like the oils that we know it
Absolutely.
with the real names, not the chemical
Yeah.
compounds. So what oils are great in soap? So when we are talking about oils, by the way, we are also talking about butters and fats and everything like that.
Okay.
First of all, castor oil
Yes.
is very good in soap. And interestingly, you can't use more than 10%.
Why 10%?
Because after that, it gets slimy.
Okay.
And it does its job at just 5%. So that's a great percentage. That's where I always keep my soap.
Mhm.
There are some people who say that they got great results, like at like 12, 13, 14%.
Oh.
But I'm not really sure. Maybe curing a long time may help with the slimy feeling.
Gotcha.
But castor oil is very important and good to use because at that 5%, it helps stabilize the leather.
Okay.
So great, better quality leather.
Mhm.
Second thing to use is coconut oil, which is very popular because
Absolutely.
coconut
Yes.
oil is what makes the bubbles that we love. So coconut oil is very important to use.
Nice.
There are alternatives to that, but coconut oil is what you are going to find in your grocery store, like what you are going to find easily.
Mhm.
So coconut oil is a great option that I use all the time.
Nice.
Almost all of my soaps have coconut oil. But of course, there are people with allergies and everything. So there are other options for coconut as well. We can talk about that later.
Okay.
So castor helps with leather stability. Coconut helps making the leather.
Mm-hmm.
You need something to make your soap hard. Okay, that's the next step. And for that, you need something harder.
Okay.
Like, for example, tallow is very popular lately. Lard is very popular. But the main oil that is used to make the soap hard has always been palm, of course. But palm has a lot of concerns right now, especially environmental concerns in using it. There are also sustainable options, but it depends on who you can trust.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people who are looking for alternatives for palm right now, which I don't use palm in my own brand.
Okay.
But of course, it can be used.
Yeah.
So that is an option. Tallow is an option. Lard is an option. And butters, very important, is an option. Cocoa butter, for example, is absolutely amazing, but it is very expensive right now. There have been some crop issues and everything. It is very expensive right now. Mango butter is pretty great.
Yeah.
To be able to replace cocoa butter. Not to that level because cocoa butter is much more brittle at room temperature.
Okay.
Mango is softer. So not as much as cocoa butter, but mango butter definitely helps. Shea is used a lot.
Mm-hmm.
In my experience, shea doesn't make a hard bar. It actually, if you use a lot of it, it makes the bar softer and weirder,
Mm-hmm.
a weird waxy feeling.
So like when
And-
you press hard enough,
yeah,
it leaves like
yeah.
a thumbprint or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also it kills the leather after some percentage. So like shea, for example, it is great to use in soap, don't get me wrong. It's just that after 15% or so,
Yeah.
you start seeing some negative effects.
Gotcha.
So I would recommend it up to like 15% or so.
Okay.
There are people who use more than 50% shea in their soap.
Wow.
And they claim that is great. I'm sure it is. But I didn't get those kind of results.
Oh.
So I don't know.
You've tried it before? The 50%?
I did, but it was not good.
Okay.
Yeah, for me. But of course, they have different formulas than me. So,
Yeah.
we don't know how it goes. Yeah, I personally would not really recommend shea more than 15%. And at 15%, it's not going to increase the hardness so much.
Gotcha.
But still an option. It increases the hardness a little bit, at
Mhm.
least. So that is an option. Coconut oil itself actually increases the hardness pretty nicely. But of course, the problem is that you are also increasing your cleansing value, which makes the soap more drying. So you need to know your limits with that.
Mhm.
Okay, so we covered hardness.
Yeah.
What we need right now from our soap is it lathers, it is hard, it needs to be conditioning
Yes.
to be able to balance all of these things. And for that, you need soft oil. Like olive oil is the most popular, of course, so you
Mhm.
can definitely use that. I use, for example, High Oleic sunflower oil. High Oleic safflower also usable. There is a problem with a lot of soft oils in soap making. It is that they might be high in some fatty acids that causes rancidity in soap because they go bad very quickly. Like, for example, canola oil goes bad very quickly and makes a very soft bar. So,
Don't
Yeah.
recommend. Okay.
but for soft oil options, like I said, high oleic options
Yeah.
are going to help you a lot, but they can't be really bought at your grocery store most of the time. I did hear that Costco has high oleic sunflower, so that might be an option.
Gotcha.
But other than that, olive is great. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah.
So now, in regard, you're mentioning all of these retail stores, but their prices are going to be a bit on the high end.
No,
No?
not so much. Of course, we are talking about more beginners here.
Okay. Yes, that's correct.
So they are not going to be buying in drums,
Yeah.
like 500 pounds of it or something like that. So we are looking at still for them, like maybe they are going to buy 30 pounds of it.
Okay. So
You
you'd
know,
recommend staying local, go to your local store, your Costco, your BJ's, your Walmarts.
Walmart doesn't really have that less expensive options.
Gotcha.
But Costco and Sam's Club have some good options. Costco, especially for olive oil, has great option.
Mhm.
Actually, it is pretty nice. So at smaller amounts, if we are talking about that, it's possible to get from there. Yeah.
Okay. So we've covered the oils you should get. Now,
But shouldn't be used.
yes, exactly. Which oil should we try to avoid?
Yeah, I was just getting into that before, but the soft oils, a lot of them
Yeah.
have very low shelf lives, and they are high in some fatty acids, linolenic fatty acids, that increases the risk of rancidity, the risk of DOS, which is threaded orange spots,
Yeah.
because they do go bad. And
said
especially if you have high super fat, they
Yeah.
are gonna go bad faster.
You said short shelf life. What's the average shelf life of a bar of soap?
Oh, bar of soap doesn't have an average shelf life because bar of soap is forever.
All right. So what?
A real soap,
Yes.
a real handmade soap,
Yeah.
can live forever as a
Okay.
soap. What would happen is it would lose its
scent.
color and scent.
Scent.
It would have this just clean soap scent that you might be used to.
Yeah.
That is like kind of nothing, but kind of fresh.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it would
interesting.
have that, but like there are people who tried their soap like after 10, 20 years,
Wow.
and it is like it is the best soap they have ever used.
Jeez.
Because soap just gets better.
Yeah, like wine.
Yes, yes, but it needs to be done with the correct oils
Correct.
and everything.
Yes.
If you want also super fat is important here. If you want your oil to last forever, like that, you can't be going with like 15-20% super fat, because
Gotcha.
super fat is going to increase your chances of DOS. So like if you keep your super fat like at a lower levels, yeah.
You mentioned DOS. So on average, if you don't use the correct oils, when should you expect to see the dreaded orange spots? Or
it would take months.
Months, okay.
Yeah, it would take months. It wouldn't happen immediately. Sometimes people get scared because they just unmold their soap and there are some spots and they are worried that it's that.
Yeah,
But
exactly. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, it's not that.
Okay.
It takes some time. It takes a few months at least to be able to come. Yeah.
Okay.
And so canola is not really good. Grapeseed oil, for example, goes bad so fast. That's not very good either. The other things like avocado oil, sweet almond oil, these are amazing oils.
Yeah.
But they need to be used at certain percentages so that they don't increase the DOS risk. I would recommend keeping them like below 20%.
Gotcha.
Up to 20%, so that you are at a good range there. So I wouldn't use like 50% sweet almond oil. That's not gonna give you good bets on how long you are gonna be able to use that soap.
Yeah.
So not that one. Yeah.
Okay. And now, which oils do you usually use?
My favorite is like for bubbles.
Yeah.
Of course, coconut.
Yeah.
I use castor in all my soaps.
Okay.
Except for like if it is 100% tallow or 100% coconut, then I won't. But in everything else, I use castor. I use olive oil or high oleic sunflower oil.
Gotcha.
For the conditioning properties and everything. That's my soft oil.
Okay.
And I use tallow mostly for the hard. I have some different recipes like pine tar recipe, Aleppo recipe. Like for those things, I use different things like laurel berry oil, pine tar.
Yeah.
And like there are different things that I use, but my main thing is like the sunflower and tallow. Yeah, with a high tallow percentage because it makes a nice hard bar that's not gonna break
No
apart.
thumbprints.
Yeah, no thumbprints on the soap.
Perfect. This has been great. Do you have any last minute notes for new soap makers?
So I wanted to talk about something like seed oils being an issue and if should we use them in soap or not?
Yeah.
A lot of the issues with seed oils are related to eating them. What happens in our body if we eat them?
Yeah.
So I don't believe that any of the negative effects are going to transfer into soap. We should also remember that saponification actually changes a lot of things about an oil.
Absolutely.
It breaks it apart into fatty acids. So I don't believe that's going to be a problem. But like I said, grapeseed oils or like some like canola, like different oils like that, they are not very good in soap anyway.
Understood.
So
Understood.
they are good. Oh, I wanted to also talk about the beeswax, stearic acid, those kind of things that can be used instead of oils. These can be good additions when you need them.
Yeah.
I don't recommend actually using stearic acid, for example, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because your tallow or palm or lard is going to accomplish that anyways because they have stearic acid in them.
Yes.
But if you are not using any of those, and you have a very small percentage of window in your recipe that you need to get your soap hard, but you need something very effective in a short burst, like using less than 5%,
Yeah.
and you want that to be effective, then you can use stearic acid for that, and you can use beeswax for that. I would not recommend them more than 3% though, because
Okay.
they can start causing issues.
So 3% is the limit for those alternatives.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. And any last minute?
No,
points?
I would say have fun.
Absolutely.
Even if not all the oils and stuff are like amazing or
Yeah.
whatever, it's going to be fine most of the time.
Yeah.
A lot of these things are about making the perfect soap, like all we
Yeah.
want to achieve. But it doesn't mean that the soap that you made with in your kitchen with whatever you have is a bad soap.
I would recommend for like newcomers to do very small batches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Very,
Absolutely.
very small batches.
Not very small. You can't really go too small because blender is not going to work. Yeah.
Small enough to not
Like 500 grams of oil.
bingo.
Fine.
Yeah. To really reduce your risk of having a spoiled batch. So this has been another great episode, very knowledgeable episode, very informative, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much. See you next week.